As his people come back to the understanding that the whole Word of God is still true and applicable to us today, often there is expressed confusion concerning the mixing of threads. Can we not wear polyester? What about when cotton is mixed with other fabrics? The scope of this short teaching is around the subject of Leviticus 19, verse 19. You shall keep my statutes. You shall not let your cattle breed with a different kind. You shall not sow your field with two kinds of seed, nor shall you wear a garment of cloth made of two kinds of material. In this particular English rendering of the verse, it appears to clearly state that one is to not mix any type of thread. Yet the same commandment expressed in Deuteronomy appears to indicate that the only thread that is not to be mixed is wool and linen. Deuteronomy 22, verse 11, New King James Version. You shall not wear cloth of wool and linen mixed together. So why does Leviticus 19:19 seem to generalize the prohibition to mix any type of thread, but Deuteronomy 22:11 state that it is only wool and linen that we cannot mix? The confusion originates from the fact that some translations do not translate Leviticus 19 verse 19 in the same way that the same command is issued in Deuteronomy 22 verse 11. The New King James Version appears to translate Leviticus 19:19 to be more clear. Instead of Yahweh commanding his people to not mix any thread in this translation, Yahweh is only commanding us to not mix wool and linen, just like Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 11. Leviticus 19:19, the New King James Version. You shall keep my statutes. You shall not let your livestock breed with another kind. You shall not sow your field with mixed seed, nor shall a garment of mixed linen and wool come upon you. In Leviticus 19:19, here's the Hebrew word in question. Strong's analysis renders it as specifically a wool and linen garment. Number 1, mixed stuff, fabric of mixed weave, a kind of cloth forbidden for garments, cloth made by weaving linen and wool together. Thus, it appears that the focus of the commandment is for us to not mix wool and linen, meaning this: we cannot mix wool and linen, but we can mix other threads, as there is no prohibition against doing so. In the Hebrew, both Leviticus 19:19 and Deuteronomy 22 verse 11 only prohibit the mixing of wool and linen. Thus, mixing cotton together with any other fabrics or any other similar example is permissible according to the Torah. It is only the mixing of wool and linen that is prohibited. The issuing of this commandment is in the same context of not mixing other things. One of those things being seeds. The spiritual understanding is that we are to not mix things. We are to not mix the ways of God, His seed, with other ways or other instructions. There are countless ways that God's people have unfortunately done this, and they're still doing that today, justifying it in their own eyes. So perhaps we should consider examining our own ways and practices and determine if we are taking the ways of God, the good seed, and mixing it with the ways of the world, the bad seed. We hope that this teaching has blessed you. And remember, continue to test everything. Shalom.